My story begins in 1966, August 29th at 4:30 p.m. I was born to the most wonderful matriarch I have ever known, the late Priska, and the legend himself, the late Mwalimu Samson. I was born when it was raining, and that is why I was named Nafula. My name is Roslyn Nafula Wechuli. Welcome to my story.
I want us to, because now once you start speaking about you in the airline, your story now changes completely.
Yes.
Because now that's the antithesis of everything.
Yes.
Let's pause there for a minute.
Yes.
Take us back just a little bit. As you're moving to Nairobi to come and join your mom, where is Auntie? Where is your sister? Does she come with you?
No, remember I told you my sister had made up her mind that she wants to take the line of that to become a teacher.
Yeah.
Then as she left O-level, remember how she left earlier than me? Me, I was still pushing on to A-level.
Yeah.
So O-level, she breaks out, then goes and also teaches as an untrained teacher in a primary school. Then after a year, I think there were terms and conditions for teachers joining the primary colleges. I need to check that, the fact. So after doing a short stint there, she was called to Machakos Teachers Training College. Yes. So she fully went into it fully. So yes, partly she would, you know, Western Province, Machakos, you have to bypass Nairobi.
Yeah.
Yes. So we are somehow rejoining again. Mom is in Nairobi, East African Industries. Yeah, East African Industries. Then my sister is in Machakos. Roslyn here is deciding now she doesn't want to play anymore. Basketball in post office. Now she wants to go to the airline. So Doris has continued, has moved on, has graduated. But now we are meeting. Our central place now is mom. You see now when she closes, she's in Nairobi. Me, I'm in Nairobi, literally in the house with my mom. Yes. Yes. So wow. She rejoins us, but keeps rejoining us from college. And when she finishes, remember TSC, normally you cannot dictate to them where you want to go. So her, it was automatic. From Machakos, she was posted back to Western. Yeah, she was not able to get a school within Nairobi. So her now, she goes back to Western. Yes.
Now you and your sister's story begin. You've all chosen what you want to be. Auntie has chosen to be a teacher.
Yes.
You have chosen to go into the airline.
Yes.
Now your stories are unfolding. Yes. We're going to take a short break.
Yes.
And then now I want you to come and now tell us about Auntie. There's a story there that has to be told.
Okay.
Let's just take a short break, and then when we come, let's listen to Auntie's story. Yeah. And we will tell the audience why you are the one to tell it and not herself.
Okay.
So Mom, before we took a break, we spoke about the fact that you're going to tell us why Auntie is not here to join you to tell this part of her story. Please tell us, why is this so?
Now, listeners, you can hear Nana asking me from behind the scenes about her auntie. Her name is Doris Adelaide Wechuli. She's not here to tell her story, and the reason is she passed on. She's the late Doris. Just to tell her story as a sister, fast forward, we mentioned how she took the route of being a teacher. After leaving Machakos Teachers College, she taught in various schools in Western Kenya. But now I will talk about the last assignment, her last posting, was Naitiri Primary School. It's a Catholic affiliated. She did her work diligently, and truth be told, us taking after our dad in music industry, she was the best. Those people who are there will attest. And even my baby girl here sometimes would be exported to go and assist her troupe, in just polishing and making sure that everything is on point. So my sister did that, teaching and training the choir and even the church choir. So she was an all-rounder. And also what I just want to mention even before I say a lot is she was a tough volleyballer. Me, I was a basketballer. She was a tough volleyballer, right from primary to high school and all the way to college. Now back to her career. Now in that school, she took up that assignment as if it was her own. Unfortunately, along the way, in 2007, her health, she started having issues with her health. Blood pressure, chest issues, and just life just happened. And 2009 thereabout, September, we lost her. We lost her.
No, Mom. Auntie.
Yes.
She always seemed like a teacher to me. Yes. Even when I met her, having been born and be able to actually know that she's my auntie, she was a teacher very naturally. Yes. Would you say that was so? Did you find her like she was so natural at being a teacher?
Absolutely. Because that closeness, like I started by saying that from when we were young, as much as she was quiet, she took that position as the firstborn of just being a composed, collected person. And even as I was growing up, Mom didn't stay with us like all through. I have mentioned she's in Nakuru, she's where she's posted in Nairobi. Even when she was coming to Nairobi, actually, in my teens, I was not with my mom. Most of these things that people learn when they're teenagers, even during my adolescence, informed to all the way. My teacher was my sister. She was my teacher, she was my matron, she was my everything. Actually, she took up the position as if it was my mother. And Mom would always tell, if it was not for her, actually, I don't know what I would have become, because I think I was just becoming rowdy. It's because no one is there to actually keep telling me this is wrong, this is right. My sister took up that position and she did it very well. She taught me right. Even she would push on me. She would push on me. I would come back, she would tell me this is right, this is wrong. Even in school, you can't imagine when she joined me in Lugulu Girls. Ningekula masuspensions mingi. Every time she would smell like, there she is, she's going to make mistakes. She would actually come for me, right? Whether I'm in a basketball field, whether we are in choir, wherever we are, my sister will always come and pull me out and say, hey, my little sister, hapa unachoma. Yes, hapa unachoma. Hakufanywi hivyo. So you're very right, Mom. Like she played that part all through until her last day. Because I remember even when she was ailing, Nana, we were with you.
Yes.
Yeah, we took her to hospital the last moments. We were with you, and because she had insisted she wanted you. And I remember I told her, now from the doctor's report, take it easy, my sister, go slow. You have to stop going to school. And she said, no, my sister, you're not here to micromanage me. I'll teach until the last minute. And believe me, Even she would faint on the road, and my sister wouldn't stop teaching. Even when they admitted her, she kept on saying, tell the students, until she was being told by the colleagues, you tibiwa, but she would still mention she wanted to go to school. So yes, there I give you marks. Yes, she was a teacher until the last minute. Yes,
She was.
yes, she was.
And now that you're telling us about how she was so committed to being a teacher back in Nigeria,
Yes.
how do you remember her during that period when she was far away from you, back in Western, in Nigeria? She was going through a lot of things, one being that she was ailing. How was your relationship then with her, and what do you remember during that time?
Wow. Yes, being far at that time when she needed me, I thought there was a disconnect. But all the same, I had to, because being the only, her confidant, one, I had to be more closer to her. Because her being my teacher, slowly she was actually transferring her responsibilities to me indirectly. Like instead of her teaching me, now she would call specifically to ask for answers or seek for answers. It will be now a student asking the teacher. So during that time, I remember we even became more closer. It's like now that time she wants to consult me. She wants to tell me, now fine, if today you woke up and I was not there, what would you do? Our mom, what would you, because it was actually, since she was closer to mom then, because mom had retired and relocated to the village in Kitale. So like that time it was kind of a transition. Something very funny during her time of ailing. It was like she was she was in transition, gradual. As much as, of course, I could see, but then you see, you don't want to show that you're seeing. So basically, roles changed. Surprisingly, roles changed. And things, the consult, like now became even her doctor, surprisingly. The state just changed. Yeah, it's wanting to know what she can do in that situation, what she needs to do. A doctor, it's like a doctor, what can I take? How would I manage my pressure? How do you want to manage mom? Can I go and see mom at this time even when I'm sick? So like the roles actually changed. It was a flip over. Yes. And then I want to remember her because during that time, Doris is a very strong woman, hardworking, never giving up. Like I've said, the way she was switching roles then, that switching, like, she's ailing, yes, but she still doesn't want to like just boom tell you like, fine, my days are numbered or something. So she did it very carefully, just like a teacher would do. Yes, took me through slowly by slowly, even by having to get I remember now this last minute, and she was very wise, by the way, because all her things, because when you are a teacher, you have got pension files, you have got annuity files, you have got SACCO files, you have like all your documentation, everything. So as much as she was in her matrimonial home, but then you see now me being closer at that time, she had to be very careful to be able to actually tell me exactly what happened. So you see this transition, it's like it is and it is not. Yes. But a very wise woman, careful, having feelings like, fine, I don't want to also like, she didn't want to actually break me down. Yes, because she knew I was going to be very broken. and her being the one who was actually taking care of mom, and again even settling mom, building her home, which had not even gotten complete. There were so many things also going in her mind, but at the same time trying to make me be ready. She prepared me very early. Where her, documentation, her, passwords, everything. Even in school, we would go there, she would show me where she sits, who her true friends are. It's like these things happened just like 6 months before she passed on. And then also consultation, because I was in touch with our cousin who was a doctor then, but is late now. She would come through like she wouldn't want also to get direct information from doctors. Then she had started withdrawing. So like actually now I came in handy, because now she's handing over those roles. Like she would call me from home, call me here to call our cousin doctor to confirm various issues. And even going to the doctor, I remember Nana, there's one time I think even we left with you, it's like, come home, take me to hospital, instead of telling the husband. So like now she's handing over, you come and hear for yourself. Come and do this for yourself. So it was heartbreaking to go through that season. It is always the hardest when you want to be, someone is like kind of hospice, but it is a house, and then at the same time confiding in you. And for me it was so difficult, because I am looking at it like now it is ending. Yes, but I thank her so much, because me being the last born, she knew it was going to be very, very hard on me, terribly hard. Yeah, but she took time to wisely give me small. Yeah, this time come home, she gives me a dose. Then I come to Nairobi and piece things together. Yes.
And this time, when Auntie was going through all this,
Yes.
how old was she?
My sister was then 40. She was almost turning 44.
So pretty young.
Yeah, pretty young, because when she passed on, she was actually 44. She had celebrated her 44th birthday, because normally it falls in July 22nd. And you see, she passed on in September 2009. So she had actually just barely celebrated her 44th birthday. Young talent, brilliant mind, young woman, vibrant, outgoing. Yeah. Death just robbed that, that young lady from the midst, but heavens gained. Yes.
Yeah. And now, after all this has happened, Mama, you did a very brave thing, where you sat down and you dedicated a song to Auntie. You helped write a song that explained how you were feeling and how you saw her and everything that she went through, feeling her pain through your song and through your words. Are you able to tell us more about that?
I want to try to. Many will bear with me. So I just want to take you slightly back when she was in Machakos Teachers College. She was engaged then in Machakos Teachers College. She was engaged to a gentleman, which I'll not mention his name because he's late now. And they were expecting. Yeah, because the guy was known to everyone. This guy was known to everyone. But unfortunately, at the 4th month, they lost that baby. So then life continued. Yeah, life continued. I just wanted now, because I'm going to refer to it. Yeah, why that song came up. So while now my sister is doing her career development in Western Kenya, the engagement broke. I think from that incident, so things just didn't go well. So my sister moved on and then got into another relationship. And when she got to now the last relationship, my sister was not able to have children. Yes, was not able to have children. And as we know, Kenya, we don't have now, yes, but then there were no other, ways of getting children, for, not necessarily like, you bearing the child or carrying the baby to full time yourself.
Yeah.
The surrogates, the,
IVF.
IVFs,
Yeah.
IUI, those things were not existing. And if they did, I think there was only one doctor I think I knew in town who was attached to Memorial, is it Memorial? The Bagadi Memorial. Yeah, the only one. And it was very expensive, or unless you flew a patient to South Africa. So it was actually very, very, very expensive. We tried something in Aga Khan. It just didn't work out. So my sister, tried, a lot of times to have a baby, but she was not able to have a baby. And even by the time now she started ailing, I think even her, she was losing hope. Yeah, she was losing hope. And that situation went on like that. And at the time of her demise, yes, she was living with many other children, with her, like in the same household, but they were not her biological children.